All right, lean in. Quick thought experiment. If being nice were a gym routine, how many of us are overtraining kindness and skipping leg day on boundaries? Exactly. Today we're cracking open the psychology behind why kindness sometimes backfires and how to keep your empathy sharp without turning into a doormat with a diploma. Buckle up. This is fast, fun, and slightly dangerous in the best way. The plan: 10 punchy truths about the dark side of kindness, each with a quick hook to pull you into the next one. Let's go. One, kindness can be a survival skill, learned early. Ever notice how the nicest kid in the family somehow became the family therapist by age 8? Many of us learned young that being agreeable equals safety, love, and fewer explosions at dinner. That wiring sinks into the nervous system. Kindness arrow, approval arrow, keep doing that. It works until adulthood hands you bills, bosses, and boundaries you never learned to draw. If kindness starts as armor, wait till you hear what happens when the armor becomes your whole personality. 2. The smile is a mask, and masks get heavy. Chronic kindness often hides a quiet rule. You're not allowed to need. You'll carry the couch, the group project, and the emotional weight of 5 friendships, while telling everyone, no worries. Meanwhile, resentment whispers, what about me? Wear that mask long enough, and your face forgets how to move. This isn't generosity, it's self-suffocation in polite packaging. And when you're the kind one, you teach the world a lesson you never meant to. 3. You train people how to treat you. Oops. Be endlessly available, and people will schedule their crises around your calendar. Not because they're evil, because you trained them. Over time, your needs become flexible, your feelings become optional, and you become invisible. That's not peace. That's loneliness with great manners. The paradox: the kinder you are, the easier you are to overlook. So what does the science say when compassion goes into overdrive? 4. Compassion fatigue is real, and it's not a vibe. Psychologically, empathy has a budget. Spend it recklessly, and you'll get compassion fatigue, the emotional equivalent of a phone stuck on 1%. Mirror neurons light up with others' pain. Without boundaries, your brain drowns in stress signals. Result: burnout, anxiety, even physical symptoms. Translation: you can't pour from an empty cup if you've melted the cup. And when helping starts hurting both sides, we've crossed into something with a scarier name. 5. Pathological altruism is the rescue reflex that feels holy for 5 minutes and hollow for 5 months. It's the tender impulse that says, let me carry that for you, and then never puts it down. You bail a friend out of every crisis, cover for a coworker again, spot your sibling rent just this once for the 4th time. Because you love them, because you can, because the silence after no scares you. And for a moment, relief washes in like warm water. Then the undertow. They learn your number is the emergency exit, and you learn to live with a knot in your chest. That knot is your boundary trying to breathe. Here's the subtle harm. Rescuing removes friction, and without friction, there's no growth. Your kindness becomes a cushion that muffles consequences, the very feedback that would teach skill, accountability, or independence. You don't just overwork your heart, you undercut theirs. 3 quiet tells you've crossed the line. Your yes is motivated by fear more than love. You're keeping score in your head, and your help prevents the other person from practicing hard things. If I'm fixing this to calm my panic or to control the outcome, it isn't kindness. It's control wearing a halo. The antidote isn't coldness. It's calibrated care. Offer presence, not possession. Ask questions instead of seizing the steering wheel. Time box your help, name your limit, and hand back the weight with faith. I believe you can handle this. Ready for the jailbreak? It starts with a word the people-pleaser brain hates. Boundaries. 6. Boundaries equals honesty, not hostility. A boundary isn't a wall. It's a map. It says, here's what I can give. Here's what I can't. That clarity makes your yes trustworthy. Think airplane oxygen mask. If you pass out, you can't save anyone. Healthy limits prevent kindness from curdling into resentment. Paradoxically, people trust boundary setters more because their yes actually means yes. Cool. But how do I say no without auditioning for villain origin story? 7. Scripts that save your sanity and your friendships. Practice the pause. When someone asks for a favor, don't speedrun the yes. Try, I care about you, but I can't take this on right now. That sounds important. I don't have capacity this week. Can we revisit next month? I'm a no for this, but here's a resource that might help. Micro yesies, macro honesty. Your worth isn't measured in favors completed. You existed before anyone needed you, and you're still worthy when you rest. But why does saying no feel like a crime in the court of public opinion? 8. The good person myth is a trap. Culture sells a glitchy equation. Nice equals good. Boundaries equals selfish. We praise kids who never cause trouble, then wonder why adult versions can't say no. Real goodness isn't about disappearing. It's showing up as your full self and choosing compassion anyway. Kindness from fear enslaves. Kindness from authenticity liberates. You're not rejecting kindness. You're rejecting self-erasure disguised as virtue. How do you know you've drifted into the dark side? Watch for the red flags. 9. Red flags, your kindness is costing too much. You feel secretly annoyed while doing nice things. You're chronically tired, but still say yes because they need me. Your communication goes passive-aggressive instead of honest. You've lost track of preferences. What do you want? Whatever you want. Gratitude feels suspiciously missing on both sides. If that list reads like your diary, it's not a moral failure. It's a missing boundary. Good news, you can recalibrate. Here's how to make kindness sustainable. 10. Kindness from abundance. How to refill the source. Tend your own garden first. Sleep, sunlight, movement, creative play, friendships that feed you back. Practice tiny truths. Honest check-ins like, I want to help and I need more time. Build an internal rule. No favors that breed resentment later. The goal isn't fewer acts of kindness, it's higher quality ones. When you give from overflow, your empathy becomes sharper, cleaner, and oddly more contagious. People rise to meet truthful kindness. Quick power tools to keep. A weekly capacity audit. What am I carrying that doesn't belong to me? Drop one thing. A default pause. Thanks for asking. Let me get back to you tomorrow. Space creates choice. A self-kindness check. If my best friend were me, Would I call this generosity or self-neglect? A generosity boundary. I don't lend what I can't afford to lose: time, money, energy. Let's tie the threads. Kindness is not the enemy. The enemy is the story that says you must bleed to prove you're good. Empathy without edges collapses. Boundaries without empathy calcify. The sweet spot is fierce compassion, the kind that can say yes with a full heart and no with a clean conscience. If you've recognized yourself here, you're not broken. You're early in the upgrade. Trade the mask for a mirror. Instead of performing kindness, practice it on yourself first. You'll be shocked how quickly your relationships improve when your yes is honest, your no is kind, and your energy is renewable. Before we wrap, here's your 10-second integration challenge. Think of one recurring ask that drains you. Draft a gentle no you can copy-paste next time. Put it in your notes. Congratulations, you just installed a boundary. If this hit home, you'll love what's next on the channel. We break down human nature with speed, clarity, and a little bit of mischief. Subscribe to Percepta Matrix and grow your perspective. Share this with the friend who's fine while carrying everyone's furniture and feelings. And drop a comment. What's one boundary you're setting this week? Be kind. Be clear. Be courageous. That's how your empathy stops leaking and starts leading.